What's up, guys, and welcome back. I'm back here at Gettle Chevrolet in Punta Gorda, Florida, checking out this brand new 2024 Chevrolet Trax 1RS. Now, you've probably seen a lot of reviews for the highest trim levels. This is one above the bottom one, so fairly base one. And with the MSRP of about $23,000, it's one of the least expensive SUVs or crossovers on the market right now. So I'm going to take in a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check out the design, the engine, the interior, the features on it, and the test drive in the end of this video. If you like watching stuff like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Give me the like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to smash that ring bell notification bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. And now let's get back to this. The previous generation of Chevy Trax was downright ugly. It was big, bulky, plasticky, and nothing attractive about it other than the price. That attracted a lot of rental car companies, and that's pretty much where you've seen the most of them. Now, this is a huge departure as far as the design of this vehicle. We've seen that Chevy is doing a lot of that. Look at the Corvette. They basically build it from the ground up, a brand new and completely different. That's what they're doing with this one as well. Now, as far as the design, it's very attractive. I like it. I know it's subjective, but it definitely stands out from the crowd of the subcompact crossovers, because you can't really call it an SUV. It's only a front-wheel drive architecture, and it's basically a raised up station wagon, if you will. So that's how I'm going to approach this, but I like the design of it. Now, I recently done the Buick and Vista, and I like that as well as far as the design, so I'm having this internal fight as far as which design do I like better. Now, which one do you like better? Which one would you choose, this one or the Vista, and why? Put it in the comment section below. Don't be shy. Let's take a look at the design of it. I like those two indents, one on each side of this hood, and these are the turn signals right here. The headlights, which are LED, are down below, looking very nice. As far as the grille, now the RS trim will give it this blacked out grille, this piano black grille, and this chrome, smoked chrome trim piece right here. You also have the black Chevy bow tie and the RS trim on the side, and then also right here at the bottom you have the same shiny black trim as you have on the grille. Now, also what's changed is what's underneath the hood, so let's pop the hood and find out. So the Chevy Trax shares the platform and the engine with the Vista, and that is a 1.2-liter Ecotec turbocharged 3-cylinder engine producing 137 horsepower, 162 foot-pounds of torque, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And like I mentioned before, this is a front-wheel drive. Now we have the prop stick right here. We have some sound insulation underneath the hood. And I'm really curious to see how it drives, because it doesn't have the most horsepower out of the segment. And let's go around the corner and check out the side profile of it. Definitely pops. It kind of looks like a shrunk Chevy Blazer, and that's a good thing because I really like the Chevy Blazer. Let me know what you think about this. And one thing that pops is the color of it, and they call it the Nitro Yellow Metallic. So if you want to be visible, get that color. It is an extra option though. So as far as the wheels and tires, we have the 18-inch alloy wheels. They're two color ones, so they're shiny black and a polished aluminum. And as far as the tire size, 225 by 35 on the 18-inch rim. And as far as the rest of this vehicle, you can see that everything has been blacked out. So you have the cladding around the wheels. You also have this plastic that goes at the bottom of this vehicle. Everything around the windows been blacked out, and it has this shiny black mirror. Now, it doesn't come standard with the blind spot assist. You have to add it, but fortunately it's only $250 option, and this particular one is equipped with it. And also on this base trim, you actually have the regular turn key on this vehicle, so no smart entry system on it. You actually have to press the button on the remote in order to get inside of this vehicle. And look at this, the sun shines on the back of it. It really pops. So while we're here, let's take a look and see what's going on. As far as the taillights, those are all the traditional incandescent bulbs inside of it, but considering the price point, that's not a big surprise. So you have the regular taillights, reverse lights, turn signals, the whole 9 yards, RS badge, and no visible exhaust. A pretty cool looking bumper. It includes the reflector lights and a little bit of the shiny black at the very bottom. You also have this black Chevy bow tie, exposed wiper, third brake light on this spoiler on top of the gate. Now, there's no power liftgate option on here, but fortunately it is pretty light to open. You have the rear view camera right underneath it and plenty of cargo space behind the seats. Now, if you wanted to extend it, of course, it's a 60-40 split. And you can easily fold down both of the seats to extend this room, and voila, check this out, you have plenty of it. Now, as far as the spare tire, you have a spare tire. So for those of you that must have a spare tire, this might be a vehicle for you. And this is it in the cargo space. Let's check out what we have for passengers. Starting with this door panel right here, let's see what we have. Hard plastic, hard plastic, hard plastic, hard plastic. So it is pretty cheaply made, but again, considering that this is one of the bottom trim levels, no surprise here. What's really nice about it, look how much room you have in the second row seat. Now that is huge for the second row in the subcompact market. And look at these seats. I like it. They're cloth, but they have like this two-tone design of it. There's no armrest in the middle, 3 seat belts, a flat floor. There's nothing here. And of course, the only thing that you'll have here is a little bit of storage, but there is no outlets. There is no vents. Let me jump inside, see if I can fit in there. Well, guys, I'm 6 feet tall for the point of reference, and check out how much room I have as far as the headroom, shoulder room, and knee room. Now look at this. I have probably about 2, maybe 3 inches before I would hit this seat. This seat is adjusted to my regular driving position, and I like to drive comfortably, so I went ahead and went back in because I didn't believe how much room I have and readjusted it. Now let's jump in the front. All right, as always, let's do the sound check of the closing door. That's actually good, surprisingly good. Wow, I didn't expect that. And the front door panel, sadly, hard plastic, even on the armrest. Check this out. Now, at least they could have padded this somehow. Hard plastic, and the only thing that kind of breaks it down is another hard plastic, which is in a different color. So you have the power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors, a little bit of storage, and nothing else in here. Now, both driver and passenger seats have the manual adjustment. Nothing too special about them, really. They're a little bit more bolstered, of course, than the back seats, but nothing too crazy. And let's take a look at this interior. And here's the interior of this 2024 Chevy Trax. I like it. It looks different. Visually, it's very appealing. Let's take a look. Starting on the side here, you have the round vents. You have a little bit of red accents on the inside. You have this red trim and the polished aluminum trim right here. This top piece right here is texture, still hard plastic, but a texture, so at least visually it is very appealing. What I really like about this is also the steering wheel. Check this out. This came out of a sports car. Literally, it has this golf ball texture for this extra added grip. You have the contrast stitching, a leather wrapping, and this piano black trim at the bottom, black Chevy bow tie. On the right hand side, as far as the buttons, you have the volume control, you have the station control, favorites, you have the voice control and phone hang up button. On the left hand side, you have the cruise control, you have the heated steering wheel. Well, I'm surprised to see that here, and you have the forward collision warning. Now, on this base trim, you get this analog instrument cluster. On the higher trims, you get the digital one. So you have, I actually like this display, very traditional. Okay, there's really nothing that you can change as far as the middle other than change from the vehicle to trip, and we're going to go through that in just a second. But take a look. On the left hand side, you have a tachometer, right hand side speedometer, and then you have the fuel gauge and the temperature gauge. And on the inside right here, you hit select, trip, and select vehicle. I'm not even sure how. Oh yeah, you go to up, twist it, and you go to following distance, traction and stability, tire pressure, air filter life, remaining oil life, back to units. So I mean, it's not very customizable. And here's your infotainment system. So let's take a quick look at it. Now this is the main screen. So you have the audio, phone, Wi-Fi, settings, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Those are wireless and they come standard even on the base trim. Now as far as the audio, you have the AM, FM, Sirius XM, and you can connect your phone also to play music from the device. Phone, Wi-Fi, you know, as far as the settings, you know, you can adjust the time, date, language, phones, Wi-Fi networks, privacy, display, sounds, favorites, etc. You can also download some other apps. Now Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, those are enabled. And then you have the vehicle settings, and you got the rear seat reminder, collision detection system, power door locks, remote unlock, teen driver, so allows you to assign keys with customizable restrictions. Well, we're not going to do that, but that's pretty cool to know that it has it, just because a lot of people probably might consider it as a first vehicle for their kids, or maybe a second vehicle for the family, because of the price too. Not many vehicles are in this price range, and we're going to get to it in just a second. But you have the volume knob and the power button, and you have the shortcut for the home screen. Now put it in reverse, and let's see the camera. All right, so it has a good quality camera. Nothing too special about it. I mean, other than you can turn off the trajectory lines. The trajectory lines are actually active, so they're moving with the steering wheel. So that's a nice feature. And let's put it back in park. That's your infotainment system. Underneath here, you have two vents and the manual adjustments for your climate control. So you have your temperature control, fan speed, and then you have the different vents that it's coming out of. Surprising to see the 3-stage heated seats on this fairly base trim. Underneath here you have the USB type C, USB type A, 12-volt power outlet, no wireless charging on this one. And then you have the lane keep assist that you can turn on or off, and you can also turn off that automatic start stop button for the engine. A pretty cool shifter. Okay, I like the RS shifter, really nice and sporty. And you have the manual shifting right here, which is probably the worst design out of any vehicle. Chevy just puts it right here on the shifter just to say it's there. A little bit of contrast stitching right here on the regular shifter, electronic parking brake, cup holders, and tiny bit of storage right here. Now, as far as on top, you have the regular mirror, and then you have the OnStar, of course, and the regular lights. Those are the incandescent light bulbs in here. And do we have, yeah, we have the mirrors, but they're not illuminated. And this is your interior. Now let's see how it drives. And before we take it on the road, let's talk about pricing for a second. This is one of the most affordable crossovers on the market right now, with the LS model starting at $21,495, one RS, which is the one I'm sitting in right now, $23,195, LT $23,395, and the 2RS $24,995. So even the top of the line starts under $25,000, because there's also active, and active also is at $24,995. Now they all have the same powertrain, the same transmission. It's features that you're going to have different. Some of them are going to have the leatherette seats, the bigger screens, and that's basically most of the differences. I think on the highest end trim, you're also going to get a power adjustment on the driver's seat. But as far as the drive, they're all going to be the same. So I'm going to take it for a quick spin, kind of give you my driving impressions off this base crossover. Let's back it up, put some shades on, and let's ready to rock and roll. And let's check it out. We have this big parking lot right here, so we're going to be able to do some of the tests as far as the off-the-line acceleration as well as the turning radius. And then we're also going to check out of how stiff or how loose that suspension is. Starting off with the turning diameter right here. Turn the wheel all the way to the left, and let's go. Yep, that is pretty tight. But it also leans quite a bit, and it leans from side to side. Not too bad. I mean, yeah, the seats are not super supportive, I mean, but they're not sporty seats. And you know what, let's stop right here and let's see the off-the-line acceleration with this Ecotec. Okay, so we can definitely feel that turbo leg on this. 137 horsepower is probably one of the least powerful engines in its class. And speaking about that, let's talk about the competitors that it competes with. So we have the brand new Hyundai Kona with two different engine options available. The basic one is non-turbocharged 2-liter engine. I believe it has about 160 horsepower or close to that, so a lot more than this. Then we also have the Honda HR-V with 158 horsepower, Toyota Corolla Cross 169 horsepower. So as you can see, those are about 20 horsepower difference between this and the competition. Now, this is the turbocharged. Base Kona is naturally aspirated. Same thing with the Toyota Corolla Cross and the Honda HR-V. Some of them have the turbo options, like the Kona's got the 1.6 liter turbocharged option, which is a lot nicer than the base one in my opinion, but you know, depending on what you want. If you're looking from the price perspective though, they all come at a price. So if you want to upgrade the engine to something that's more powerful, you're gonna have to spend thousands of dollars to do so. And you know, for some people that's important to keep it within the budget, and they don't really care about getting this vehicle 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds or something like that. I don't know what the 0 to 60 is on this car, and I don't think that is really important for the class and for the purpose of this vehicle. But we're going to check out the acceleration while on the road, kind of to see if it has enough pep to get you moving, and also what's important, to merge you in traffic and not be rear-ended by somebody coming from behind. Okay, as far as merging in traffic, I guess we're okay here. I don't know what it would feel like getting on the expressway, and you know, if you have to merge into the 70 mile per hour traffic, but you know, in the regular road, this is not bad at all. I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to actually stop and do from 0 to maybe 40, 50 acceleration and see what that feels like. So what else is important about the vehicle like this is the gas mileage, and we have 28 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the expressway. The combined number is at 30 miles per gallon, which is okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's above average, let's put it this way. And you know what? We have the stop sign right here. Let's see if we can accelerate. Woo! We got some wheels chirping in here. Got it up to 40, and we have the forward collision warning. This is pretty sensitive, but it's pretty cool. So I mean, it goes. It has a slight hesitation. It has a slight turbo lag, but you're gonna be able to, you know, merge in traffic, I think, no problems. Now, if you're at the higher speeds and maybe need that extra power, just keep that in mind, that it might take that moment longer than some of the other vehicles. And now, as far as the price, this one definitely is, if not the best, or it's very close to being the least expensive one of them all. The one that comes close to it is the Kia Soul. That's a little bit different vehicle. That's square, more bulky. I actually like the shape of the Soul, but you know, to each their own, and you might like the design of it better. So Kia Soul is going to have a little bit more cargo space. As far as the engine, it's a little bit bigger, a little bit more powerful, but I don't think the acceleration is any better than on this one, because this one is that turbocharged engine is going to give you that little bit quicker acceleration. Now, you know, as far as the price, you know, this one tops off at about $24,995. You can also add some packages on it, but you can still have it really nicely equipped for about, you know, $27,000, maybe $28,000 if you know, top it off and add a bunch of options to it. That's not the case with a lot of competitors, which are well into the 30s once you start adding those options, and some of them, you know, touching almost $40,000. So by price, this one, it wins, or it's very close to it. Would be a close call between this and the Soul, in my opinion. But you know, as far as the features, it doesn't have as many. As far as the quality of build, well, not saying quality of build, but it's saying about the materials used. Well, this one, you know, especially like if you're looking at the door panels, you know, it's got a lot of cheap materials. So maybe going up with Buick Envista, it's going to give you that little bit more of the luxury feel. If you like a little bit softer panels right here on the side, so put your arm on, well, you might choose Envista. I don't know. To me, this is a pretty good entry-level Chevy Trax. I like it. Well, let me know what your thoughts are, and if you like watching videos like this, check out the rest of my channel. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on that bell ring notification so you won't miss any of the videos that are coming out. And I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.